Among basketball analysts and commentators, the leading candidates for NBA MVP through the first quarter of the 2022-2023 season are Jayson Tatum, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Luka Doncic. But why is no one talking about Nikola Jokić this season? The 27-year-old Serbian is coming off winning back-to-back Most Valuable Player awards, but is being talked about very little. Welcome to the Hoop Craze channel. Watch till the end to see why everyone should be talking about Nikola Jokić, and probably will be sooner than later. According to the NBA MVP award tracker by Basketball Reference, Jokić is a top candidate to win his third straight Most Valuable Player award. At 18.1%, the Nuggets center trails only Giannis Antetokounmpo, 24.9%, and Luka Doncic, 24.7%, in probably percentage to win the illustrious award. Despite those odds, many people around the NBA world still consider Jayson Tatum the front runner, as he is the best player on the best team in the league. If Jokić were to win the prestigious award for the third consecutive season, the Nuggets center would join 3 Hall of Fame players to accomplish the incredible feat in league history. The consummate champion, Bill Russell, won 5 MVP awards in his career, 3 of which came in a row in 1961, 1962, and 1963. Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain was a 4-time league MVP. He reigned as the NBA Most Valuable Player from 1966 to 1968. Lastly, 3-time finals winner Larry Bird earned MVP honors in 1984, 1985, and 1986. Coming off a dominant 33-point, 10-rebound, 9-assist performance in Denver's 121-120 victory over Portland, Nikola is now averaging 23.5 points on 62.5% shooting, collecting 10 rebounds, and dishing out 8 assists per game. While the 4-time All-Star is scoring fewer points per game, 23.5, than he did during his 2 MVP seasons, Jokić is actually shooting the ball better than ever, converting a career-high 62.5% of his shots. He is nearly averaging a triple-double and is on pace to become the only player in NBA history to average 20 points per game, 10 rebounds per game, and 8 assists per game, while shooting 60% plus field goals. When it comes to advanced stats, Jokic's true shooting percentage, a stat that combines field goals and free throws while accounting for the value of 2s and 3s, is 69.4%. In comparison, the league average last season was 57%. Jokić is shooting even more efficiently than his 2 MVP seasons, in which he registered true shooting percentages of 64.7 in 2020 and 2021, and 66.1 in 2021 to 2022. In the 40 years that Basketball Reference has tracked the total shooting percentage of players averaging at least 20 points per game, the previous high is held by Stephen Curry. The Golden State Warriors great recorded a 67% total shooting percentage during the 2015 to 2016 season, in which he was voted the league's only unanimous MVP in NBA history. Simply put, Nikola Jokić either scores or assists on most of Denver's possessions. One of the skills that separates Jokić from other centers in the NBA is his elite passing. Not only does he have more assists than any other big man in the league, but Nikola is 3rd in the entire league with nearly 9 assists per game. In fact, he trails only point guards Trae Young, who averages 9.6 assists per game, and Tyrese Halliburton, who is the league leader with 11 assists per game. Nuggets assistant coach and fellow Serb, Holmgren compares Jokic's deft shooting touch and visionary passing skills to 2 other big men that were also dominant in the NBA. Nikola is, according to Stavokovic, like a mix of Mark Gasol and Dirk Nowitzki. Like other elite passing big men, Jokić is able to use his size advantage to see over the top of defenders and find teammates cutting backdoor, slashing through the paint, or open out on the perimeter. What makes him truly special, though, is that Nikola is an exceptional ball handler and is able to find open teammates off the dribble. I don't remember many guys that can lead a break and find a guy at 6'11", said Tim Conley, former president of basketball operations for the Nuggets. I think he's one of the best passers, period. Conley saw massive potential in Jokić, which led to Denver selecting him in the 2nd round with the 41st overall pick of the 2014 NBA draft. We knew we were getting a high IQ guy from a basketball family, Conley recalled. An elite passer and a guy that was awkwardly effective. According to the Rebound Statistical Database, Cleaning the Glass, Nikola Jokić is also the league leader in assist percentage among bigs this season. The Joker's teammates' made field goals have come on an astounding 39% of shots that Jokić has assisted on. Denver's low-risk pick of the Serbian star has turned out to be one of the best second-round picks of all time. When Jokic took home his first league Most Valuable Player award 2 seasons ago, he became the lowest-drafted player in the history of the NBA to win the illustrious award. He also became the first center with the award since Shaquille O'Neal was crowned MVP of the 1999-2000 season. What's more, the MVP races weren't even particularly close. Jokic has been atop nearly 75% of the ballots cast for MVP over the last 2 seasons. And yet, despite being the reigning back-to-back MVP, Jokic is largely an afterthought to three-peat among basketball fans and casual viewers. But there is reason to believe that may be changing as the season progresses. Popular NBA analyst Zach Lowe told the NBA Today audience that not only are the Nuggets in it to win it, but he also likes the Joker's chances of being crowned the MVP yet again. You may be tired of him, you may have voter fatigue, but get ready for Nikola Jokic to jump back in the MVP race, Lowe said. The stat of the year, Denver is plus 173 points total when Jokic is on the floor and minus 124 when he is on the bench. Thanks in large part to Nikola Jokic, Denver is currently sitting atop the Northwest Division at 15-10. Good enough for 4th place overall in the Western Conference standings. Coming off a historic season in which Jokic became the first NBA player to surpass 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, and 500 assists in a season. The Nuggets were wise to make the big man the cornerstone around which to build the franchise around. He recently signed a 5-year, $264 million Supermax extension with the Nuggets, a deal that keeps the Serbian in Denver through the 2027 to 2028 season. Based on stats compiled by Cleaning the Glass, the Northwest Division-leading Nuggets perform nearly 30 points better per 100 possessions when Jokic is on the floor compared to when he's on the bench. The second closest player in the category is Steph Curry, whose Warriors are 26 points better every 100 possessions with him on the floor. The gap between the next several leaders and fellow MVP candidates isn't even close. Devin Booker makes the Suns 13.5 points better. Giannis boosts the Bucks scoring by 10 points. Jayson Tatum makes the Celtics 8.4 points better, and Luka Doncic makes the Mavericks 7.2 points better per 100 possessions. Jokic's teammate, Bones Hyland, recently made an appearance on JJ Redick's podcast, The Old Man and the Three, to talk about what it's like to play along Nikola. Hyland was asked how the Joker's game optimizes the skill set of shooters in a particular way. He generates so much attention on the court, the Nuggets' young point guard said. You have to really be ready to knock down a shot. Jokic surveys the floor better than most, and more often than not, puts the ball right where it needs to be. Beyond Jokic's vision and high basketball IQ, it's the timing of the big man's passes and his anticipation of defense's reaction that puts his teammates in the best position to score. JJ Redick described Jokic's passes simply as on time and on target. Former NBA champion turned ESPN basketball commentator Richard Jefferson recently compared the uniqueness of Jokic and the value he brings to the sport to Steph Curry. Watching Jokic play is like watching Steph play, Jefferson said. If you appreciate it, you understand how special it is. Jokic is an offense amongst himself. Jokic is different than any player in the league. The most unassuming superstar in NBA history is getting better every year. Most importantly, Jokic doesn't care about individual accolades. It's straight work, Bones Hyland said. Jokic is all about the team and winning. His day-to-day approach is to pull the work in and strive to win not just one, but multiple NBA championships. Not many people had Denver as favorites to win the NBA Finals this season, but as long as Jokic and the rest of his improving supporting cast stay healthy, they should certainly be considered title contenders. It seems Vegas is paying attention to Jokic's MVP caliber play, and the first-place Nuggets, as the NBA futures betting odds, are improving for Denver. According to Caesars Sportsbook, the most up-to-date odds for Denver to win the NBA Finals is plus 1,400. Los Angeles Clippers star Ivica Zubac recently appeared on the weekly NBA review show Out of Pocket and discussed who the toughest big man is to guard in the league, Embiid and Jokic. The 7-foot Croatian said, "With Jokic, you get put through so many things that you don't get put through as a big. They're setting picks for him. He's handling the ball in the pick and roll. They're setting rip screens for him. He's coming off of pin downs," Zubac added. "As a big, you're not used to that kind of stuff." Jokic's size, basketball mind, and unique skill set undoubtedly make him a nightmare for opposing defenders. Like many other dominant players in the league, you can't stop him, but can only hope to slow him down. The problem is that when you keep Jokic's point total down, his assist total usually rises. He plays so hard, Zubac said, he never takes possessions off, so you can't relax when you're guarding him. Jokic is one of the league's best playmakers. His passing is reminiscent of Tim Duncan. His soft shooting touch would make Dirk Nowitzki proud. He can dribble arguably better than any big man. He is unselfish, easy to coach, humble, and well-liked by his teammates. What's not to like about a superstar with those qualities? He may not be the flashiest player or the best player on the best team right now, but when it comes to a team's most valuable player, there may be no one in the NBA who means more to his team or makes them better quite like Nikola Jokic.